change the form of man, and free the prince forever damned. Release thy might from fleshy mire, and boil the blood in heart of fire. Gone the form of man, and rise the demon, Etrigan. Good morning to one and all, and welcome to a very special broadcast. Today I would like to regale you with one of my own poetic creations. I do hope you won't mind. A bit of the macabre on this blessed day. As you all know that Santa has an altar, and his name be Krampus. I've chosen the world of 7 days to die in a safe environment where I can read you this poem by fireside. It is more of a short story than a poem, and I do hope you all enjoy it, especially those who are of corporate greed. Now, the poem is not perfect, I am afraid, and there are typos within the sentences. But perhaps you will forgive it. So, as soon as this loads, we shall begin. This will be a very short broadcast, and I will not be doing a lot of running around in the world of 7 days to die. This is a very, very old stave that Limit Break Ray created about 3 years ago, when the game was first introduced to the Sony PlayStation 4. Around that time, it was 2016, when things were much better for us. Before we were forced to evolve, so to speak. So yes, there is that. Oh, bloody hell, I could have written a book of poems by the time this bloody game decided to load. And here we are, one of Ray's original bases. Shall I light the fire? Oh, we can't have this large weapon, can we? I would prefer to be empty-handed during this entire story. So, let us take this rather large weapon out. Shall we begin? Do hope you enjoy this. The story is called "Twas the Night Before Krampus" by me, Etrigan Evolus. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a being was stirring. He'd even fired the mouse. His reports were pinned to his board with care, in hopes the owners would see them quite clear. He cared not one bit for the lives he has ruined, and he laughed and chuckled as he watched the cameras he had strewn. Saving money was his only goal, even if it meant throwing employees into a hole. His own selfish gain was all he had cared. His tactics were evil, underhanded, and unfair. He settled into bed, smiling to himself, looking at a stack of write-ups piled on his shelf. His children, unknowing, were tucked in their beds, with visions of their father's unsettling greed slithering through their heads. The night sky was still as he lay in his $5,000 bed, his unwitting wife next to him, not knowing she was misled, never knowing how the money was coming in. When at the door there arose a boom and a batter, a chill up his spine, he shoved his wife out to see what was the matter. The coward cringed as he heard his wife scream, then muffled cries, and then silence. He peeked out his door to see a hulking figure with a bulging sack in its eyes, an evil gleam. It spoke not a word, but went straight to his children's room, bound them and gagged them, and into the sack they were stuffed. He cowered in fear, as he knew he was doomed. He tried to run, but the doors and windows were now blocked. The door to his gun case was also thoroughly locked. Then a creaking dog voice called out in the night, "Run and hide, coward, if you like. The time of reckoning has come for you at last. Time for you to pay for your sins of the past. No gifts or blessings for you this year, but an end to your evil and tears." He ran to the basement, his eyes full of fright. The beast was faster, dead on his heels as he took flight. In a corner he cringed as the dark figure drew close. It wasn't a dream, a shadow or ghost. 10 feet tall, claws and fangs dripping blood, a blade in one hand, and into the cringing man's heart it was twisted and shoved. The figure then spoke as the coward drew one last breath. "This is my gift to the ones' lives you ruined and left. No toys for your family, no feast on this day. You shall die and your family taken away. There's no place left in this world for you, just a lonely, unmarked grave, in the cold as your flesh turns stiff and blue." His work now done, as the house behind him burned to the ground. 'Twas only the first stop in this sinful, greed-ridden town. He loaded on his sleigh, now a limp sack. As the blaze burned behind him, he never looked back. With a vicious tone, as the hooves of his demonic deer began to clatter, fire they snorted, and in the blood their hooves spattered, and their demonic red eyes glowed. "I am Krampus, and my warning heed. No good will ever come from evil and greed. I myself who stood and smiled from afar as he slipped out of sight, heard one last thing as he disappeared into the night. A dark Christmas to all, and to all a fearful night." This was a poem written by me, Etrigan Ivonis. Now if you missed it, do view the recording. That is all I have for the time being. Well, Merry Christmas to one and all. And remember to enjoy the daylight